It has been a long time. We've been catching up here on set, but off camera. Clint Olivier, you probably remember him as our morning reporter so many years ago.
Yes, from 03 to 05.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
A decade ago, you were here. I mean, it's just amazing. We've been catching up, but enough about us. Let's talk about what you've been up to. You're a Fresno City Council member now.
Yes, I am.
You kind of moved to Fresno as a news reporter, who've changed things, got into
Yes.
politics, and now you're a published author. Talk to us about this book. I was reading kind of the backstory on this. I'm thinking kind of the story of Titanic, but it's an entirely different ship, though.
Well, it's an entirely different ship, but they actually have a lot in common. Both of the ships were built in Belfast, Ireland. Both of them went to sea in 1912. But it's different. The Vestris here that we're talking about was at sea for many years. Of course, the Titanic met with a different fate its first time out. The Vestris sank off the coast of Virginia in 1928 with a load of passengers in a storm. And no one had ever written a book about it before, so I decided to tackle it.
And part of the reason was, the market crashed, the stock market crashed in 1929, Second World War, all this stuff was happening at the same time. It kind of didn't make the big headlines that it might have if all that other stuff wasn't happening.
At the time, it was a huge story. At the time, it was all over the news, but it faded, it went away.
And so you kind of tell us from perspective of the kids and the adults and those other folks. What was it like? Was this very similar to Titanic, where there's a lot of passengers on it, or was it also kind of a cargo ship?
Well, it was both. It was a passenger and cargo ship, but it hit a storm, it started to fill with water, and it took an extended period of time to sink. And so you have the drama on the deck as people are going for the lifeboats, and it was a very sad story.
How did you get into this story, though? I mean, where did you? I know you kind of, back even when we were here, you were kind of a history buff. You read a lot of history books. What made you particularly interested in this story?
Well, I actually found out about the Vestris from a very famous photograph that was taken on board while the ship was sinking. There was a crew member that had not a disposable camera, but he had a camera.
The version of that.
Right, and he just started snapping photographs. And so I actually saw one of these photographs and became so interested, I wanted to buy the book. Well, there was no book.
So you decided to write your own?
So I decided to write my own. It took me 4 years.
Wow, and a lot of research, and it's got a lot of great reviews on Amazon. People saying it's very well, historically accurate and well written. So
well, it was reviewed in the Californian as well last week. And I got a good review, so keep your fingers crossed.
Keep your fingers crossed. Yeah. Coming up this Saturday, you're going to be at Russo's Books, right, for a book signing?
Yes, going to be there from 3 to 5 in the afternoon over at Russo's in the marketplace. And it's free, except when you buy the book. And the information right there, 364-3655 is my cell. That's 661 area code. Give me a call, and come on out, say hi.
Okay. Clint, it's good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on, Kish.
A pleasure to have you on. And we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.